The lawyer's call came just after sunrise, confirming that Daniel had officially inherited the entire lake property after his uncle's passing. The paperwork included shoreline rights, private dock ownership, and land records stretching back decades. He stood quietly at the dock, reading every page, twice. Across the water, several private HOA boats were already moving between docks as if nothing had changed. Daniel noticed rental markers attached to shoreline posts carrying HOA labels. The old property records showed that community fees had been collected for lake access for years, yet none of those agreements carried his family's signature out. By mid-morning, Karen arrived carrying HOA documents and speaking confidently about shared community water rights. Daniel listened carefully without interrupting. Karen explained that the HOA had managed lake access programs for decades. Daniel asked one simple question: where was the original signed permission? A county officer arrived after Karen requested official clarification. He reviewed the inheritance file before speaking. The officer quietly confirmed that the recorded shoreline and water rights belonged entirely to Daniel's inherited estate. Karen's expression changed immediately. Daniel then walked toward the rental fee board mounted near the dock entrance. Every posted price carried HOA branding. He photographed every sign before removing nothing at all. First, he wanted complete records. Karen insisted the lake system funded neighborhood maintenance, but Daniel reminded her that private inheritance law came first. The county officer requested copies of the posted rental notices for official review. Daniel handed over clear photos from his phone while Karen remained silent for the first time that morning. Daniel then opened another folder, showing tax records tied directly to the shoreline parcel. Every annual payment had remained under his family's name. Karen argued that previous boards had operated under long-standing community understanding. Daniel calmly asked whether any board had ever verified ownership. The officer checked county maps again and confirmed the private shoreline boundary extended far beyond the visible docks. Several nearby residents began gathering quietly after noticing official vehicles near the lake entrance. Daniel pointed toward old wooden markers placed decades earlier by his grandfather. They still matched the recorded survey lines. Karen looked across the water toward multiple rental boats, still carrying HOA labels. Daniel requested that no new rentals begin until ownership review finished. The officer agreed immediately. A maintenance worker from the HOA arrived carrying a clipboard and stopped when he saw the officer present. He quietly admitted he had always followed board instructions without seeing any ownership file. Himself, Daniel walked along the dock photographing every fee sign, rental chart, and old payment box. The lake remained calm while small waves touched the posts below. Karen called another board member for support, but no one arrived immediately. The county officer requested historical board agreements by afternoon. Daniel unlocked an old storage shed near the shoreline where older family records had been kept. Inside were faded maps, original surveys, and handwritten maintenance ledgers. Several dates clearly showed private maintenance paid directly by his uncle. For years, Karen watched as the officer carefully photographed those pages too. By late afternoon, the first rental boat returned to shore without taking new passengers. Daniel politely asked the operator to pause all fee collection immediately nearby. Homeowners began asking quiet questions about where past fees had gone. Karen now focused more on paperwork than argument. The county officer explained that temporary suspension protected everyone until records finished processing. Daniel placed temporary private property notices near the main dock entrance. No one objected openly now. The water reflected late sunlight across the dock boards. A second county vehicle arrived carrying updated map copies. The maps confirmed the private acreage reached farther than many residents expected. Karen slowly folded her HOA documents. Daniel asked only for transparent accounting going forward. The officer agreed that future access discussions would require written permission. Evening boats were now tied in silence. The shoreline looked peaceful without rental activity. Karen finally stepped back toward her SUV. Daniel remained on the dock reviewing the final county note. The officer handed him a temporary compliance, copied before leaving. The lake became quiet as the sun lowered behind the pines. Daniel removed only one HOA rental sign before nightfall. For the first time in years, the dock reflected only private ownership again. If this HOA story surprised you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below where you're watching from.